dead people not chill.
No, there's a natural order.
Didn't he also say that his daughter chose Ajahn
Yes,
to be his
that was the last bit.
her husband or something?
Yeah,
like
I
that?
have some questions.
Partner?
Specifically, one last specific thing is that we know in particular that, he said that one of his daughters chose Ajahn. We have no context for what that means, but it was something like, one of my daughters has chosen you. Let's see if that was a wise choice. I don't remember the exact context. But.
He didn't make it plural. It was, my daughter chose you.
Yeah, my daughter chose you specifically. You, little surfer boy. Little drunk surfer boy, it's you. Which implies that either Y is his daughter, your wife is his daughter, or some other third party, which we haven't concluded, is his daughter.
Either way, I demand an explanation.
Either way, you want an explanation, and he is not giving it to us.
Wife, Y, or patron?
Something's gone. You also,
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Also, Ajahn attempted to establish an oath by saying some things. He didn't have the greatest grammar, and it seemed like something... He got the feeling that something... He did not have the permission of something. That if he wanted to swear an oath, he needed some kind of permission from something. But he did not know what. Because he had walked up to the fourth altar, which does not have an oath right now, because it's blank, and tried to establish one there. Did not totally work out for him. And it seems this guy might be what's causing that, potentially. But yeah. So as of right now, we are standing face to face with the 7-foot-tall, weird kind of corpse of Stephen Soff, who has sworn an oath and must now deal with the consequences of it. Which
So
has
to
led
paint
him...
you a picture.
Yes.
Alright, square up, big man.
I have to drop out real quick. 1 second.
Go for it. Do. Wait for the swamp thing.
I'm assuming we're going to need a roll 20 up for this one.
No shit.
I need roll 20. Gonna need roll 20 for one very specific thing that I've wanted to do for pretty much all campaign. Other than that, I don't know how much we're gonna use it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we're not going to use it for probably too long. Then it's mostly mine stuff.
Probably.
I figured we were gonna use it for combat.
That's what I
Maybe.
figured too. If
Depends on how acrobatic this gets.
But combat is not required.
we'll see.
We
Well,
will see.
it would seem if we want access to whatever if we want to stop whatever curse extraction's going on over there, we would need to fight Stephen Soff. We need to fight this man. So he is Lord.
Yes. Is everyone on the roll 20?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. You have found your characters?
I've got my whole ass posse.
Good.
Same.
So to paint a picture of where we left off, Stephen Soth has made his declaration, and he is squaring his spear directly at Ajahn. He does not seem to be paying attention to anyone else in the room at the moment. And as he levels his spear, the walls of violet fire appear, cutting you off from what's going on the dais. And the entire room is suffused with a ghostly blue glow.
Oh.
As water seemingly materializes in the old troughs, the floor is washed clean in the ghostly hue, and the flickering lanterns just kind of ignite themselves. And he motions at Ajahn. Break yourself on the wall. And motions you closer.
Wait, what is it? Break yourself on the wall?
Yes.
What does that mean?
You notice that unlike most of his depictions in the visions that you've seen throughout the rest of this afternoon, he's not holding a shield, he just has a spear.
Well, I just kind of look at him and just go, I think you have something to clarify to me first. when you say your daughter, care to elaborate?
So it's impossible to really see his expression because he is wearing full plate armor, which, upon closer inspection, appears to be welded together yet is somehow still malleable at the joints in such a way that it is effectively just completely entombing him. There is no feasible way for someone to get out of a suit of armor like this without being cut out of it.
Jeez.
But you sort of intuit the sound of a chuckle from behind the helmet, and then he bum rushes you with the butt end of the spear.
All right, here we go.
So I'm not going to call initiative unless everyone wants to get in on this, but he's very much just focused on Ajan right now. As he is going to make the first attack roll of the session,
Oh god.
All right.
which he makes at, in this case, he makes it at +5, and it's a 14.
Ooh.
That's still gonna miss.
Alright, he's not really... I don't want to say he's not trying to hit you, because he's obviously trying to hit you, but in the manner of someone who is not trying to seriously harm you yet.
It is a test.
Like, just getting warmed up sort of thing. As he slams the butt end of the spear down on the ground where your kneecap was a second ago.
So after he does that, I'm gonna use my disarming technique.
Okay.
So, he's gonna need to make a. Let me just double check, make sure it's the right. Oh yeah, I have to hit him first.
That would help.
That would hurt. I'm also posting a thing in the table for myself. Keep
Go for
hitting
11. Does that hit?
It does
I
not.
assume no. Okay.
No, not in this case. I'm trying to drag in a token, and it's not working. Give me a sec. Why no function? No, the token is a spear, because if you're going to try and disarm him, I need a token for the spear ready. And it's not...
Uh-oh.
Give.
No.
Well,
no, now it's just adding them all at once. Okay. Awesome. Love that. How many did I just add? Alright, there we go. We're going to chuck that on the GM layer for a while. Alright. Awesome. Oh, I added like 8 of them. They're just almost invisible. Awesome. Anyway, how's it going over there, Ashan?
Spear.
so I failed to disarm him. So you just see me kind of like he whiffs and then I whiff, and it's kind of a standoff situation.
Yeah, a little bit. And again, the helmet, the sort of classical cross-emblem Crusader helm makes what would be direct eye contact with you, and you can see 2 little pinpricks of light where the eyes should be, almost burning like hidden coals, just leering out at you.
I just meet the gaze.
You know my daughter. You know what must be done. You understand. You are not a child. And he is now, it seems, waiting for you to make the next move as he falls into a defensive stance.
He's waiting on me.
Yes.
All right. Well, in that case, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna, try to hit him.
All right.
$14.
That is a miss.
Damn.
I will let you know.
I swing,
Yeah.
and I miss, and I swing, and I miss.
He has an AC of 27.
Jesus.
It is not impossible for you to hit him.
I'm aware.
Indeed, there are ways to lower his AC. But I'm just gonna let you know kind of the gimmick of fighting this guy is if you don't have any way to effectively distract him or separate him from the spear, he will be effectively untouchable because the spear is his whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the manner of someone who has spent 300 years mastering the art of using a spear to the fullest extent that a human could ever possibly learn. So you don't so much miss him as he just sort of deflects your elbow with the butt end, and you find yourself staring down the point faster than you can blink. And he is going to jab for you. This time with the pointy end. And get an 11.
That's gonna miss.
I think I may intervene.
Don't intervene. I got this. I'm gonna try again to do the disarm. Nope.
Nope.
All right. So if I need to get the distracting spear out of hand, I'm just gonna kind of, you know what?
You want answers? I want the measure of you. Come at me.
I'm gonna try to grapple him.
Okay, go for it.
$22.
Alright. Actually, that's a good question. What is this man's strength score? I have forgotten in the intervening week. It is a number. One sec. I have notes where... There we go. I found my notes, my actual proper notes notebook, so I have that going for me.
Question for you.
Yes.
What? So you said this guy was a paladin.
Uh-huh.
What equivalent level would he be? Like 20 or more?
At the time of the Cataclysm, about 14th level.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There has not been any particular chance for him to advance since then, because the actual mechanism of paladinhood was removed from the world at that time. So he's more or less 13th level paladin.
So he's stuck, kinda.
He went down.
Yeah.
He's still.
Everybody did.
Great. It means he doesn't have access to the 15th level abilities. Those ones that I think would instantly kill a peasant if they tried to hit him with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm so out of my depth.
To be fair, it also means for his particular class of paladin, it means he can't force you to take all of the damage you deal to him.
Oh god!
So, you've got that going for you. He doesn't get that until 16th level.
Okay.
He's
Alright.
not getting to 16th level, I don't think.
Probably not, but you never know, right?
Bro, this is like a level
He got
5
a
set.
nat 1.
Turn around is found fair play.
I spent all that time looking for his stats to get a nat 1. Let's go.
Turn around is fair play. Please.
So you have successfully grappled the walking tank.
Oh.
Just imagine, like, I have this 7 foot tall. Somehow I managed to get my hands around his neck and pull him down into a clinch.
Correct.
I get a turnabout from this, right?
You do.
All right.
To be clear, you're not necessarily in control of the situation, as he does have at least 200 pounds on you,
Cool.
but you
Yeah.
have gotten the upper hand.
That one, turnabout on me.
Wolf.
Jesus.
So, in what manner do you go about grappling him?
Well, so I pull him into a clinch. So, like, you know, like the Thai clinch? Hands around the neck, pulled in, head, keeping his head down.
Okay. I was thinking more of a wrestler's clinch, which does not do the head thing. Okay. Got it. So, you swing up, grab his neck, you start leveraging him down, and instead of going down in a controlled, gentle manner the way you expected him to, he effectively throws himself backward on top of you, and then just rolls off of you. He's not deliberately trying to kill you right now, but that is going to hurt quite a bit.
For how much?
About 1d8, which is going to be 8 damage. Bludgeoning.
Alright.
Annoying, but not the worst.
Not the worst.
Oh boy.
Alright. I'm just gonna, like... I'm gonna get up, wipe off my face, put my hands up. I know when I'm outmatched.
Indeed you do. Respectable. Ask then, and be quick about it.
Your daughter. Explain.
Like, why she chose him.
Why she chose him? That's not my place to say, it would merely be hers. What you have been missing, child, is a truth bringer, of which I'm afraid there are none left, as I have said. My daughter? Dear Slife-and-Vile, it has been too long. My daughter is shattered as her mother is, but she is not irreparable.
Okay, so he was talking about why.
He appears to.
Oh!
Appears to be.
Okay.
So,
Wait,
Luma's going to butt in and say, "Do you mean his wife or the pixie on his shoulder?"
pretty sure he means... points to...
The helmet just, like, creaks towards you for a second, silently death glares you, and then returns to Ajan. You have gathered she is no windspren, I assume.
Indeed I have. She's,
Good.
a bit more active.
She is a bondspren. More particularly, she is your bondspren, as that is now inseparable. You have claimed some measure of her power, therefore she has claimed some measure of you in return.
Well,
There were 4 oaths. There are now 3.
Oh.
Mm.
Oathbreakers were the 4th.
True seers.
does that count?
Truthbringers.
Truthbringers.
Not truth seers, truthbringers.
Truthbringers.
We mortals need a focus for these powers, just as they need us to focus them. They are not enacting divine will at all. Your bondspren will become an extension of you should you allow it to, but you must take an oath.
Alright.
I will warn you, as you have no doubt seen in the cataclysmic fire, which now suffuses my son-in-law's tomb, there are consequences to oaths you do not think through beforehand. You will not be able to claim this power without an oath, but once you do, that oath will hold you for eternity. Even your soul leaving your body will not release you from its grasp. It's at this point that he sort of relaxes his stance, and he lets go of the spear, but it doesn't drop. It instead hovers where he left it for a second, and the rusted ancient veneer falls away, and it is a spear made of pure shining star steel. But unlike the star steel you are familiar with, it is alive. It is ever twinkling and writhing like the depths of space itself, lit with starfire and radiation, glowing from within with true life. And then the spear blinks out of existence, and standing in the air where it was is a small boy of about 12, glowing bright gold. A spren the like of which you have never seen before. Very serious, stoic, and almost standing at attention with Lord Saw. This is Calendel. You have found Sliefenvile. You are one of 3 that remain, myself included. Note you merely have the potential. Sliefenvile. My daughter's name is Sliefenvile.
Sliefenvile. I'm gonna keep calling her Y. I don't say that. I'm just like in my head.
Yep. There's a flickering at the edge of your vision, and Y's doing that thing again where she's sort of popping in and out of existence, except this time it's getting more frantic and almost violent. We come to the crux of the matter. You understand what she is. You understand what you must do if you are to bind her. You must choose if you wish to. There is a task I would ask of you if you do. He glances over his shoulder at the exchange going on beyond the violet flames. I don't think nobody's really close enough to hear what's going on, but
Even twin?
I'd like to get if closer if possible.
Okay.
What do you need from me?
if you are to bind my daughter, I would ask you find my wife. One piece you have already, and he gestures at Twint. The other wanders the cursed wastes where this whole mess began.
What do I have?
I
Is it
cannot.
the book?
He's gesturing to you.
Cool.
I assume he means the book, or he could mean the Traveler?
It could very well be the book and the Traveler.
Yeah, they are connected.
Well,
Oh boy.
will it help why? Point to the daughter.
It will.
That's all I need
It
to
will
hear.
not, I cannot guarantee, help you. But it is the charge I would lay upon you.
If it'll help her, that's all I needed to hear.
Spoken in haste, but no less sincere for it.
Why hesitate?
Indeed. Then what will it be? The crown, noble and just. The sword, swift to fall on those who deserve. Or the rose, silent watcher and protector. The tome, I am afraid, is no longer for you or your kind.
I just hold my fists up. Swear to this.
You understand that he's asking you to take one of
Yeah,
the
I
Knights of
know, I know.
Salamio. Okay.
I assume, I mean, for my purposes, the rose is the most fitting.
So
Just
the question
because,
is, do you want to?
Yeah.
So, do you-
I guess I'm just like take the rose.
Very well. You should know there are not many of us. In fact, as you take the oath, you will become the first in 300 some years, I suppose, since I first took mine. Very well then, Neil.
But isn't Darrett of the Rose, or is he of the...
Darrett's of the crown, like Becklem.
Yes, correct.
He's
Okay.
also, he's a knight. This is seemingly something slightly different.
Yeah.
And what did he just say? to me?
Perhaps not.
He ordered you to kneel.
Okay. I'll take the knee, I guess.
He now looks directly at Leica. It is the people that offer investiture to their lord, not the other way around. Do you still swear by my authority, Stephen Soth, as King of Nightland and ruler of all Salamia, by law and spirit until death which has not come?
Bet. Yeah.
I think...
Like
is it directed at me?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
directed at you.
Um,
The
okay.
one who has, at one point, already acknowledged his authority.
Whoopsies.
brain wasn't prepared for that. It was a very long sentence.
You're getting flashbacks to the legal documents you found one time that invested the land to him.
Oh no.
I was gonna say.
It's like, you've seen that
know.
document.
I acknowledge that you, Stephen Soft, were once and have not been deposed as the rightful ruler of Nightland and Salamnia. That while people have laid claim to your territory and you do not hold them now, the cities such as Kalaman, that you are still, acknowledged as king of this land.
That upon that
Lord of
authority and that investiture, I would administer an oath. And he turns to Dwarvos, if the priest would deem it wise.
So I missed the first half of that because it cut out a little bit. So what about deeming something wise?
He turns to you and says he will administer the oath if the priest deems it wise.
The oath for Ajan, right?
Yes.
I
You're
look
the
over
chaplain,
Ajan.
right?
I am. That is... As a cleric, I'm kind of the legal guy, technically.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's funny that he acknowledges me as such, because there's not very many clerics in existence at all.
Not anymore.
Mm.
Not anymore, no. Do you, Ajan, take this man as your hand? No.
Wrong.
Wrong ceremony! Wrong ceremony!
I shoot a death glare at Dwarvos.
Oh, that's great.
I think there is a coming of age ceremony, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
It's probably the closest thing you
We
need.
don't have time for it now because they're gonna zap whatever curses. There's not enough time now, but later.
I look over at Ajan. Are you willing to take the oath?
I've already committed.
Then
Now I
yes.
just need all I need is the fancy words.
I look back to Stephen Soft. Then yes, I do deem it wise as such.
Mm.
He nods, and then gestures to Twint and Luma. And the two witnesses are agreed.
Oh, I have a part, don't I? Sure,
Yes,
why
you
not?
Just a kid in the corner. Yeah, sure, why not?
What else am I gonna do?
I got my shiny toy. I'm happy.
Yeah. I don't get to use it right away, but that's fine.
By my blood,
Stopping.
by my magic, I will witness this.
Very good.
Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't
I
look
will
at me, don't look at me, don't look at me.
Then perish.
I imagine Twint like stuck in the corner trying to stealth desperately.
Oh, I can roll for stealth. Sure, why not? I don't have anything else to
I
do.
mean, there's pillars you can hide
You
behind.
can. Everyone knows where you are, but you can definitely try and hide.
And
You can
this
try
and hide,
is
but,
like,
their name. It's basically
he
is their
physically
name.
knows you're in this room. You can't leave. He
I
knows
know!
Pretty sure, yeah. Just go with it,
I mean,
man. Ride the waves.
He can probably hide from these three down here.
With a wave of his hand, he dismisses his, as he names them, bond's friend, and gestures at Y, who suddenly stabilizes directly above your shoulder. And she whispers, just loud enough for you to hear, Ajahn. Then you have to say the words. And there's something almost bubbling up in you from the first time you tried to take the oath to the blank obelisk, when you reached out for that other thing that you didn't quite manage to grasp. That thing is now reaching out for you, and the words come to you as if you've known them all your life. But you're going to be there.
Okay. I will protect those who cannot protect themselves. I will protect even those I hate, as long as it is right. I will remember those who forget.
And so it will be.
Bitches. Put on some sunglasses. Explosion behind me. No.
Correct. He glances behind him, and the fire's just starting to fade. Just enough that you can see the priest that he brought with him steps up to the dude with the spear, reaches out to his shoulders, and almost like kind of ripping a cloak off his back, pulls a mote of the violet flame out, which then winks out of existence, and Stephen's spear reappears in his hand, suddenly bright with the stuff.
The fire?
Yes.
Okay.
And the walls of fire fade as the priest is going to make a hasty exit and literally just blow a hole in the wall of the cave out to open air beyond.
What the fuck?
Like, just gestures, blows out the wall, and
Okay.
jumps. It's fully
Now,
dips.
I have to say, I'm gonna make a comment. Now, despite all this ceremony, there is one other truth to this matter. We stand opposed to Tychisus, the one who seems to hold your oath now. And while I do acknowledge that you bear a claim to Night Vale, it is, as I'm gonna say, its inhabitants stand against Tychisus, and you do not control nor claim any of its territories as of now. Though you may
As
be
of
ruler
yet.
of them, you hold none. And
Dismiss
so,
Reckless Caradoc from your mind if it's him you are thinking of. He is no longer in my service.
well, whatever you seek was for Tychisus, wasn't it?
It is. As I am held to my oath, I can no longer break nor shed. As you
Then-
will soon know well. I cannot
Then-
guarantee we won't meet again as enemies.
You see, I kind of mirror his motion of bringing my spear up against him, kind of pointing it at him.
Uh-huh.
Then, Stephen Soff, as you have become servant to Tychisus and her whims, and those that serve her, the next time we meet, we will stand opposed to what you do, what services and benefits you bring to her creed.
He touches his flaming spear to yours, and there is a spark of yellow energy, the same color as the spren that you saw. It shall be so, and I shall look forward to it, child. I'd hate to think you'd die before I could test my steel on yours.
May you find peace, old man.
he is going to stride very quickly towards the hole that was blown in the wall, and you hear him throw back over his shoulder, "Pieces for those who can die." And then he just steps out the hole.
So there still is
Leaving-
these two people.
Yes, leaving
there
two
a
figures on the
door?
dais.
Just alright.
Room.
You notably don't feel any different.
I don't.
Not immediately. Nor does Y look any different right away.
Is she still flickering?
Nope,
Did
she
you
seems
say
to have
that, right?
stabilized.
Okay. So, why? How you feeling, kid?
Tired? How are you doing, boss?
I don't know. Am I supposed to feel different?
She gives you a look. You know, like, she gives you a look. Well, we start by finding the words right to describe what you're feeling, and then you can start telling them to other people.
Alright,
I think the process. I think swearing the oath is the first step, and the process will reveal itself in time.
Oh yeah, there's no getting rid of me now, I'm sorry to say.
But I
you know,
think we have.
I kind of resigned myself to that fate a while ago.
She is a lot more fluent now.
Well,
I have words now.
Wow.
That was probably a mistake.
Honestly.
Well, I do really have questions for the both of you. I feel we have slightly pressing matters, and I kind of look over at Winston Kern and her dead husband.
They are legitimately just vibing on the dais right now. They
Is that-
don't even seem to notice either of you.
Is
Or
that
any of
actually
you, rather.
Winston Kern and her husband?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's
I'm going
let's have a
to
chat.
start to approach them. Yeah. I'm gonna start walking over there.
Alright, you approach. And as you do, the somber conversation sort of fades in Doppler effect as you get closer. And the first thing you hear is Worston Kern, nearly in tears, muttering over and over again, "Failed. I took so long. I failed you. I'm sorry." At which point, he steps in, very gently touches her lips to shut her up, frankly. "But you're here now, and that's what matters. And that's all that's ever mattered." And then he turns to Twint, who's the closest one.
Oh.
"And our uninterrupted minutes are up, I'm afraid."
I mean, I can go.
let him have this.
Do you say that out loud, Ajan?
No.
Okay.
I just kind of like. I wordlessly kind of just like. give
What
him
is
that
your
look.
passive insight, Ajan, actually?
Pretty high, actually. It is 17.
Cool. You recognize the look in this dude's face. It's a look you often see in the mirror in the morning when you're thinking about your dead wife and your missing friends and all of the other people who are gone in your life. As if you could wish simply to see them again and it would be so. The empty, hollow, staring gaze of someone who has been missing something for so long they no longer know what to do with it now that it's in front of them.
I just kind of like. I give everyone a kind of like, do not interrupt stare.
No, our time is up. At least for uninterrupted speech, for now. Strangers, I'm afraid I can offer very few answers compared to my lord, but what I may offer, I can, and some assistance in this matter, as I am not under oath to Kaisis as of yet.
What did they come here for? To take from you?
A piece of my soul, I'm afraid, is what they came for and what they took. The priestess, specifically, was very adamant, but it must be done, I understand, as they all have oaths to fill. Something I
How
am
much time do
aware
you
of.
have left?
You could not count it with all the stars nor all the sands of grain in the ocean. Grains of sand in the ocean. I'm dyslexic.
It would seem something is keeping Krynn and those of his age alive here. Him, his daughter, his men. Be it some kind of possession, or their original bodies. We don't quite
Uh-huh.
know.
You met the old bastard Caradoc, did you? Yes. His curse was quite different from ours, I assure you. Well, from mine, and mine from Worston's, and Worston's from my lord's. Each unique sin to a unique punishment, I suppose. Did you think that fire and brimstone from the heavens was the only punishment for the height of mortal transgression?
No.
Worston is at this point, like, she just kind of stands silently behind him and stares blankly past all of you.
And this piece of your soul, why did they want it? What does it do?
I am the binding anchor for many things since those dreadful days. However, my soul in particular is known to certain elements of the curse that lays upon the boneyards. They seek on Yari, and they cannot do it without a piece of that curse which binds it to the mortal realm.
Oh my gosh, can I roll a history check? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, go for it.
One moment. I have to close my computer.
Mhm.
What is Anyari?
It's the Garden of Sin. The city of 1,000 golden dreams. Yay, we killed him! Let's go!
Mm.
He's dead!
Let's go!
Yep.
Swampy's dead, we killed him!
Congratulations, my
Oh, is he
monk
gone? That's unfortunate.
is dead. My history is the +5.
Oh.
So, quick question. Worston Krynn, which is the gal,
Uh-huh.
his
Uh-huh.
the other guy's daughter, right?
Effectively.
And daughter, effectively.
Where have we met her before?
She was
She
just
fought Rika in the Wayfort.
Okay.
She was the person that was doing the weird effects, like chaining people to the ground, and all that. We
Got it.
don't know all too much about her, but basically she was saying, Stephen Soft, Stephen Soft, Stephen Soft. Do you acknowledge Stephen Soft? I said yes, I did acknowledge that he was king at one point, and that he had a claim as king.
Yeah, I
If
remember
he was
that
still
part.
alive?
I just forgot exactly where we saw her last.
Yeah. But yeah,
I was
that was
missing
the
some
last time we saw her.
connections. Perfect. Cool. That's all I wanted.
That was the last time we saw her, and the first time we saw a living or undead member of member of this guy's kind of like caravan of people. We've now met the second one, which is Dancy Boy, but he's apparently betrayed them, and now we also have actually fucking met Steven Soft himself. So he's here.
He sure is.
And I now
Alive
have
and
custody of his daughter.
You sure do, bud.
Mm.
Full custody, baby!
Woohoo!
Which
I have coworkers that wish for that.
But yeah, so that was a 15 on the history check to figure out what
Alright.
Anyari is, what most
Got
of
it.
this means.
Okay, so we have talked about Wakenreth, the religious capital of the old.
Correct.
We may at one point have talked about Istar, the actual like capital city of the old world.
Which is where the calamity happened.
Yes, it is where the Blood Sea was where the Blood Sea currently is, as that part of the continent was drowned under a meteor strike.
Yeah, I believe the context was we had had a conversation about it from some spiritual thingy or some vision, and then we also heard separately that about the first one, which was the heart of the empire, like economically and everything, versus the actual capital.
Yes. So, Anyari was the magical capital of the old world, in the way that Wakenreth was the religious capital.
Got it.
It was the place where all of the mages and the priests did the magic.
So, like, one of the towers before the towers.
Yeah, but it was a
Or I
proper
guess-
city of mages.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly happened to it, and in fact, anything relating to it from 50 years before the Cataclysm to now, has been struck from history almost deliberately, or has been so ruthlessly efficiently scoured by time that it is impossible to find any details about it. It's just, like, you'll get a vague reference of, and then my pilgrimage to Anyari to retrieve the, or Anyari's decree was thus on the laws of X, Y, and Z, but nothing actually concrete about the city itself.
Yeah, okay.
The undead dude just sort of sits down on one of the stairs, and Worston does the same beside him. I may be able to answer your questions if you would but ask. He was not as limited as it was with my lord. He was under pressing need, I'm afraid. We do not mean to be rude, nor do we mean to make you feel unwelcome, though I am no gracious host in this tomb of stone, I'm afraid.
What do you have any idea what they're looking for in Enyari?
No. I'm
And
afraid
what
not.
was your part in what happened there? That your soul is binding it.
At the question, he reaches behind him, like he's got kind of a tattered cape on. He reaches behind him to something like a sheath on his back, and pulls out the rusted remains of what was once a great spear of some kind, now just a corroded bronze head and some rotted wood. Sets it on the ground in front of him, and it falls with an unnaturally heavy clunk. I slew the gold dragon Kiavrix in her anger, and for that there is no repentance. You wish to know of sin, I shall tell you the slaying of dragons. You wish to know of folly, I shall tell you the murder of the children of the gods themselves. I was a fool.
Well,
You there, Swampy?
yeah, sorry, I said both. We'll take both.
He nods. First, their god's wrath was the dragons themselves, as I am to understand that they had something to do with the actual transgression at first. And their rage was terrible, but you must know something of dragons, even in your own age, don't you? Something of them.
They're
Very little.
not fish.
We've not seen them in so long.
I see.
Large,
Seems like some
terrifying
people
beasts,
really want to see him now.
big enough to
Those
put out the
that's-
sun, some of them.
If there have been any that have seen them in our age, they did not survive to tell the tale.
And well,
We
they
have-
most likely would not.
Some survived. Some told tales. But the tales are far and few between from my childhood.
They're not fish.
So they are not.
Very good, like,
Very good.
If I
Now,
may,
what's
There
this
was some that
one?
were a quote, but
What was
we'll
that,
get to
Hef?
if I may quote my favorite piece of literature, there are consequences to killing gods.
Oh, the dragons were not gods, but they were their children. You may have forgotten, then, in your own time. Killing a dragon, any dragon, is a sin from which the soul cannot be cleansed. It is frightful heresy. To strike at one with the blood of one's own god.
Mm.
And thus I did, and was victorious, if you might call it that. And so I am here forever, Bane.
I do wonder about that, because Takaisis has been running amok across the islands, across the land, killing the innocent. They will be judged, and judgment may befall as death to another dragon.
Know that there will be a heavy price if so. I am sorry to bear this doom, but there is no right in killing dragons. There is no good, there is no glory.
That is understandable. They are ancient beings.
Then we can simply hope whatever's on with the Covenant.
Wait a second. Are we helping the bad guys?
No.
No, Dekaisis is pretty clearly the bad guy.
Okay.
I'm talking about we might end up killing Takaisis. Might.
What is it? Well,
It seems like that's the trajectory we're headed on. Just
we're against Takaisis. Takaisis might have dragons because apparently dragons are the kids of gods. Takaisis might have some kids.
I thought Takaisis was a dragon.
She is. Takaisis is mother of dragons.
Oh,
If I
correct.
recall.
Christ. That's so much worse than just killing a dragon. You're not just killing a dragon, you're killing the dragon.
Mm.
Anyway,
One might infer that.
Yeah.
so you, I was gonna say, so
Think-
you,
Takaisis is the equivalent to Tiamat.
You don't say.
I think
Yeah.
Takaisis is Tiamat.
yeah, it's just this setting's version of Tiamat.
Swampy, would you like to restart that sentence for a sixth time so we can interrupt you again?
Yes, I was gonna say, so, what led you to or made you kill this dragon? I was gonna say this dragon in the city of what's its face. I was gonna say.
Oh, I was not in Yari at the time of the fall. I was here in Kalanan. As for what made me, it was my oath compelled me to defend the innocent.
I see. And what?
There were gods and gods and gods in that time, and some might forget that innocence can exist even in a world gone mad.
And do you know of what god this dragon was?
I do. Yavarix, daughter of Paladine, eldest of the Golden Dragons.
I'm gonna need you to write that down for me. But got it. Understood. Do either of you know what Takaisis hopes to achieve here since returning?
Worston does manage to perk up at that, and the same as ever. She wishes all to be under her control and under her gaze. Ever hungering, never sated.
She sent armies. Many.
As she has in the past.
We presume 5, but we don't know many beyond reports of 3. And sightings of 1.
Worston holds up 5 fingers towards you. 1 army of green, 1 army of red. Blue, black, and white. Each to its home, each to conquer. That is her way.
We've been primarily dealing with red.
Mm.
And we've heard
Aye.
of blue and green.
We've come across notes from them.
Yeah, we've...
Under what oaths are the two of you bound?
Same oaths as ever. Service to our Lord, service to our gods.
And
Only the
because he is
gods could
bound
release
to
us.
And because he is bound to Kaisis, you two bound to him.
It would seem, my guess, is that you were bound to the gods. If that's correct.
Aye.
The gods left, leaving you unbound, simply here. Unable to
No.
leave,
Not unbound, but bound in absence.
unable to die or leave.
The undying is merely our own curse.
And now, the gods are returning. The first of which was Kaisis. My guess would be that she saw fit to pick up the pieces the other gods left.
Worston kind of shakes her head at that. Takaisis was not the first, no. She does not have the power to wake the old curses. We would not be as we are now if she were the first. We would still be slumbering.
Who was the first then? If you know.
Likely one of the eldest, someone with the power to do so. Someone with the wrath. Or maybe some younger god gained some presence in our absence that none could have foreseen. But it was not Takaisis. Even now, she does not have that power. She lies and manipulates and cheats that child into being a cleric of her own will. She does not have the influence she would need.
I see. It would seem whoever did this was likely the... Was it the Covenant? Or the... What was the thing that the gods signed that someone broke?
Compact.
The Compact. It would seem that someone... It would seem that when the gods left, they formed some kind of compact or contract with each other.
Mhm.
To remain gone. Someone
That is
severed
true.
it and broke it.
That is also true.
We don't know who.
Most came
My
back.
guess,
One was held back by the older gods. Or
and some have perished.
correct. Some never returned.
Here's a possibility. A god that wasn't there to begin with to sign the contract, so they don't have to break it. They just do whatever they want.
Can't hold someone to a contract they haven't agreed to.
Exactly.
So there's this thing called meeting of the minds, where
Oh.
both parties, never mind.
No, continue. This is good.
Please.
No. It's
Legal
Ignore
jargon.
that. Yes.
I wish to absorb knowledge.
Later.
Okay.
As of now, it would seem that they've taken what they were here for and left with it. And
Yeah.
I don't think we stand much of a chance of fighting Soph.
By
I think
ourselves.
Or catching
Not
up.
seriously, anyway.
No.
And I just kind of look over at
Is not one of
Asha.
you bound by holy word to our lord? You know what you must do then.
Mm.
Hmm.
Can't fight them in our current state.
Hmm.
We either need a
Logic.
lot of help or we're gonna need a boost.
Hmm.
And I just
Well,
took an oath, and that's supposed to give me some sort of boost. So we'll see what that does.
And what was your
Whatever-
charge along with the oath? Young
I
Rose.
was tasked with helping her, and I point to why.
And where must you go for that?
What was the name of that land he sent us to? It was the.
The words he chose were the Garden of Sin.
The Garden of Sin.
Sure sounds like the plains of Asphodel. Sorry.
I do
So
have a.
you
I have,
have
a
no
question.
charge to seek on Yari.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Luma.
It would seem, yes.
Now the question is, how do we get there?
Hmm.
It's a good question. What were you going to say, Luma?
Where is it?
So we can interrupt you for a fifth time?
Oh boy.
Sorry.
Are the great cities that they seek, are they in other dimensions? Because that's the only way that I could understand that we would have lost them so thoroughly.
Oh no, they were never ripped from this realm. This realm was as it was, meant to be abandoned and forsaken. Why remove them when you could simply remove yourself from them?
So we don't have to traverse the realms to find these cities. They're somewhere in the lands.
They must be. Else we would not be here either.
They needed the fragment of your soul to find the city. Does that mean that even if you drew us a map of the world before the calamity, we could not find the city?
Find Onyori with a map. With it roaming north to south and east to west, no, you could not find it. Not with a map, I know not where it fell.
Is Onyari the floating city?
Yes.
It was indeed the city of the mythic engine.
Oh. Oh.
I wonder if there's a certain
Well-
engineer we might be able to help us find it.
Yes, I wonder.
Perhaps,
Mm.
but without the parameters to where it was meant to wander. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question.
Oh boy.
Anyari was a wandering city, but of your age there were several others.
Mhm.
Some are in far worse a state, and I don't think we would be able to make it to. But I believe I have a map, so I kind of pull it out.
Mhm.
Do you be able to tell us where any of these are? The towers. And then I list off the other two names of the cities. The capital, which I kind of probably already have relatively marked because we know it's in the Bloodsea, and the
Yeah, to be clear,
missing.
the full name of the Blood Sea is the Blood Sea of Istar. It's at the bottom of it.
Yeah, so I'm
Jesus
asking about
Christ.
the two we don't know the location of.
Wakenreth and Anyari?
Wakenreth, and then, well, we know he can't tell us on Yari, but Wakenreth, and then the two towers.
Got it. He does not know the location of the two towers. However, he knows precisely where Wakenreth was.
That is good.
So, I need to find it. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. So, in the Oracle, there is a full-scale map of Krynn. There was another map. I think there's a better map. Which one was that? Was that in Chronicle? The War Room. It was in the War Room. Has a better map.
Yes, the war room.
Yes.
Yes. So, that whole region marked the Northern Wastes.
Oh.
One second, I'm trying to... Northern Waste, got it.
And then above that, there is a diamond called the City of Lost Names on that map.
Mm-hmm.
So form a right triangle pointing east, directly at the shoreline. That's where Wakenreth was. That little kind of hook downward, it was at the tip of that.
Got it.
I am
Or at least
touch.
that's where he points you.
I am a touch lost. The plains where? Oh, the Northern
Right.
Wastes.
The Northern Wastes.
Directly north of Nightland.
Okay.
Yes.
Northern Waste. And then what?
Now take the N in northern, the last N in northern.
Mm-hmm.
The city directly above it, form a right triangle that is pointed east, and then that little hook in little dual crab claws, basically. You see those? Over a little hump in the land.
Oh,
Here,
kinda.
Okay. It's in the middle of those. It's that little hump in the middle of them.
Interesting. Okay. Alright.
Paladus?
I will get the better image. I am
City of...
slightly struggling. Sorry.
All good.
Full disclosure, I don't know if you're here for this, Ocean. I have not slept yet today. That's kind of why I'm struggling here. I apologize. I need to be doing better.
Don't you have that map for Roll20? You can just put it up and then ping it as needed?
Do I? I don't remember. That's
I think
good
we
question.
We get the general gist of where it is. I think
Yeah.
it should be fine.
Okay, actually,
Don't
I do
have
not
it.
have that map yet. Because that map was too large to load and it crashed my computer. So that map's not working right now. That's why that's not there.
Okay, we're not going to worry about it. Let's continue.
It's in that little region right there. The one that I screenshotted.
It's
right
can't wave
there.
it. I've marked it on your mini map.
It's good. You've
is
got the
fun.
location.
We know where the settlement is that needs our help.
Correct.
Please, no!
Fucking hell, the railroad can chill.
It can suck my ass.
Do you think we might find anything there of use for tracking down Magic City?
You may.
Anybody we could potentially talk to? There has to be treasure hunters or someone who's been trying to get to it.
Scavengers, almost certainly, I must imagine.
Yeah. I can't say I've talked to too many archaeologists, but I don't believe many have found or identified those specific ruins. If so...
It's just to the north of us a bit. If I'm not
This all begs
mistaken,
a
where
very
Kalaman
important
is.
question is, will we die if we try to go there?
Time to find
The reason
out.
why I asked. Well, I'd like to find out before we get there.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that I swore an oath that I would go there.
Hmm.
And now we may come to a point in that. Though I cannot guarantee we will not fight as enemies in the future, as I must go where my lord commands. I would beg a boon of one of your companions. Brother. He gestures to you, Ajan, as he says brother. In exchange, I may offer another piece of myself that may guide you safely through the boneyards. Safely through the curses that dot and mar the land like scars.
Wait, what did he say he wanted from me?
A boon of one of your companions.
Hmm.
But he's asking you for permission.
I don't speak for any of my companions. They speak on their own right.
Hmm. Hmm.
I see.
What kind of boon do you seek?
I may not be released from this world, nor from this life, by any save a god, but I might be severed from this body to wander for a time.
And you want us to sever it?
He wants to.
I
He
think
wants us to
he
kill
wants-
him.
Possess.
You want us? Yeah, that's what I figured.
Is that, or is he saying he wants to possess one of us?
He gestures kind of to his whole body. I do not ask the form of any of you. No, I ask to be you. He points at Luma. You know the rites and the rituals that could release me from this form to wander as I may. I swear I will leave your companions unharmed. There is another road I wish to walk, and he's like groping for Worston's hand as he's trying to find the words. I would follow another path. This body is confined to this tomb it cannot leave, but the spirit may go where it will.
What was your oath by word?
I will grant you safe passage through the boneyard in exchange for freedom from this tomb.
Your oath to the people.
My oath to the people, I was a knight of the crown. It is a simple oath. I will unite rather than divide. I will bring men together. No one is above the law, least of all myself, and I will love justice above all else. On my honor, as it is my life.
I cannot say that the rituals still work. It was in fact a argument between myself and my family's ruling class on whether or not these still work, and if we should
yes, they might.
upload them for others more arcane in nature.
And yet they might. And that is all I ask. Will you try?
I will try.
Good then. He stands up and picks up the rotted lance from the floor where he dropped it. Then who will bear the curse mark among you?
I will offer to bear it.
What does this curse mark bring?
For you, safe passage, and likely the ire of whatever gods remain in this land.
Then I will take it. Leica, you have a deity that you bind yourself to, as does Dwarvos. Ajan, you have taken an oath to a higher being, and Twint, you are a child. I will take it myself.
Sure about this?
If it is to gain the ire of the gods, best not that one bound to a god take it. And I don't really get along with the one who I dream of. better me than the lot of you. Aside from Twint being a child, he's also bound to the Traveler, and gaining the ire of one we're supposed to find and reunite is not going to aid us in any way, shape, or form.
What did I do?
Be
You're
a
friends with
child.
the Traveler, and you're quite young.
Okay.
My point is that Twint should not bear it. Dwarvos, you can't. Leica can't. And Arjan, you've just taken an oath
Yeah.
to be true.
Mind you, I made an oath to no god. I made an oath to a belief, to a duty. But I get what I get.
He is
you.
offering the lance to whoever will step forward and take it.
Well, that's what you want, Numa. That's what you believe is right. Again.
I will bear it for as long as I might.
Good then. He's going to hand it to you when you go to take it.
I'll take
It
it.
suffuses the very air around you with an aura of almost unkempt death. Incomplete death.
Good thing I didn't take it.
It is a thing that should have rotted away a long, long time ago under the weight of all that was done to it and with it, and yet it can't, as it still bears part of the curse of the person who originally wielded it.
Hmm.
I'll take the end of the spear and cut my thumb with it, and try and inscribe one of the runes of peace that my family once knew on the blade, on the flat of the blade, in my own blood.
Your blood does not so much boil as it purely sublimates, turning to smoke the moment it touches the blade. There is only so much magic can do in the face of the ancient wrath of the gods. There may be a ritual that could lift it, but it is not one you know or have access to yet.
It's not one that my family would have known.
No. Your family did not know about blood curses or dragon curses of any kind.
No, that was closer to undeath.
Yeah, this is not undeath, it's incomplete death.
Okay. For the time that I bear this, I can't bear this for long. You understand that?
As long as you may. The lives of your companions may depend on it.
I look at
Seems like we're gonna
Wernston.
need whatever help we can get.
Wernston. He may be a great deal weaker now without this curse. But I'm sure you'll be up to the task of protecting your husband for a time, at least.
He needs no protection, merely his freedom.
I will take a step back with the spear.
Are you
Then
gonna do the ritual thing? You gonna do it? You gonna do that funky little ritual necromancer play?
Not a
Anti-necromancer.
necromancer.
Anti-necromancer boy.
I was
Mm.
gonna say,
Something little necromantic
were-
energies.
Yes, I'm going to.
There.
how many necks are you gonna romance?
All of them. He just needs a stepladder.
Yeah, that's the thing. With someone saying necromancer, is it your like girlfriend? Is it a vampire, or is it a doctor with really bad timing?
Oh, they call me a very, very evil wizard because I am a necromancer.
I am going to.
Not to be confused with a pyromancer that makes love to pies.
Exactly.
Which
Yep.
of the rituals do you need cast?
Freedom, I believe it was.
Freedom.
That's going to be intelligence with expertise.
What is expertise?
Double proficiency.
You add proficiency twice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is going to be a roll with +9.
Good. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Kill the thing. Do the
I'm
thing.
going to look at him one last time and say, I didn't believe that these rituals still worked. If this does more, the better for you. But understand there's a chance it doesn't.
Just shrugs. It will be as it may.
I'll begin the ritual.
Do it.
13.
So while he's doing the ritual, what's everybody else doing?
Eating.
Good.
Yep.
Can I talk to Y?
Go for it.
So we know your name now.
Yep.
What do you want me to call you that?
Don't have to. I mean, you've been calling me Y all this time. You can call me whatever you want.
What do you want?
I kind of want some grass.
Mm.
Okay, we'll get you some grass later.
Grass sounds nice.
And this just
It's very green.
It just reminds me of that one video of like taking a square foot out of like the sergeant major's lawn.
And putting it on his parking spot.
Yeah.
Correct. This is correct.
Oh, I am chronically online.
This is unfortunate,
Yes.
but it can be fixed.
It's called having a job. and-
I
Bad joke.
I don't know, boss. What do you want?
Mm.
I want to reassemble you with the rest of you because, again, it seems like your dad said that you're shattered. Also, how do you feel about that? You met your dad.
No, I don't remember him super clearly. So about that whole fragment of a god theory we had going. Not so sure about that one. Not really sure what I am, but I don't really think I'm a piece of Mom, if that makes sense.
That's
You're
what this
if
is.
I'm
I hold up the book and just shake it. I think.
Right. That's part of it. Because shattered oaths, shattered god, it's a whole thing. You know, it's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, guess we're gonna start putting some pieces back together.
Mm.
Yeah. Probably.
I
Yeah.
think. Wait. Worston,
Yes?
they had mentioned earlier that there was some kind of barrier that they, and I kind of motioned to the people that left, the big hole in the wall, had set up around the
Yes.
castle to keep people out.
That
Do you
would
presume
have
that
been the young priestess, and if you're about to ask if it has gone, it most likely has.
I find
was
it.
it their intention to kill the council here?
Not my lord's intention. The priests I cannot say for certain. Caradoc has always been somewhat of a loose cannon, and now that he is freed of his own oaths by Takaisis' will, he does as he wants. 300 years have not been kind on the sanity of all of us.
It would seem that at least 2 council members were missing there. Lady Perth and Micah.
I know nothing of them.
understand I understand all of this is going on, but I feel it would be best if I tried to find them. I kind of look at the rest of the group. Do you have any opposition to that?
Neck deep in a ritual right now.
Yes, I presume this will take some time.
Let's check
About
in.
10 minutes.
Let's check in after we've completed the ritual.
I, in that note, will, and you see she kind of gets on the griffin, leave you to this.
The hole in the wall, notably, is big enough for the griffin, should you choose to exit that way.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of see if they left any obvious trail, and then go off and try and find the 2 remaining people we're pretty sure are alive.
Alright, sounds good. Are you taking Iriata with you? Or is she gonna walk?
Do you don't want to ride the griffin?
Honestly, she's kind of eyeing it warily, but she'll do pretty much what you tell her to. Just tell her to hop on.
I kind of motion for her to you can get on.
Right.
Hey, pancake.
Minotaur riding the griffin. Nobody say anything about this. You hear me? She's looking particularly at Derek when she
Totally.
says that.
I look over.
Absolutely. And I just
Riding a
kind of look
horse.
over at Y and like remember this for later.
Oh, absolutely, boss.
Just a really big, terrifying horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why this is something called ammunition for later.
Blackmail.
I do not say that. I do not say that.
And I'm going to let them do their funky little ritual.
Alright. You were gonna say, Limbo?
Can I expend my highest level spell slot to empower the ritual as much as I can and potentially give myself advantage?
I'll be honest, probably not. I think with
Okay.
expertise, that is probably an example of your best attempt to remember a ritual you haven't used in several decades.
Alright. Fair. Alright.
Dorvos, you got anything going on over there, bud?
Not too much. Besides the fact it's probably time to leave.
As you make your way out, the hole in the wall of the tomb is about 10 feet off the ground on the south side of the Calaman Hill.
That's honestly not that bad
Got
of a jump, I'm gonna be honest. It's only 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
A little painful, yeah. Might
It's
be
an
like
acrobatics
not bad.
roll, like.
What are you
My
talking
brother-
about? The griffin has wings. Just
my
glide
brother
down.
in Christ. My brother in Christ, if I jump, I am a metal fucking meatball.
Right.
The only way I'm going is down.
Hey, you happen
It's-
to like playing dwarves, so
Bro,
you can
he
just
gets.
play another.
I feel like if Dwarves jumped, he would get coyote time.
I would get
Probably.
coyote time?
Double jump.
Everyone gets coyote
They
time.
just give it to him.
My God.
It's 10 feet. You'll have a sprained ankle.
Oh boy, 6 weeks in.
Just
It's 10
roll.
It's 10 feet. It'll only hurt if you land on your head.
Actually, that makes it. That brings up a question in my head.
Go for
Does
it.
the ground get an attack roll on him if he drops from 10 feet?
No, because the ground is a passive party and therefore cannot take actions.
Though the ground can take
Okay.
damage.
It can. It can do that.
I was just thinking armor class versus ground to hit.
Nah.
Oh.
What is the AC of the planet? Just curious.
0.
Oh, okay.
I'd say probably about 4.
If you're actively trying to hit the planet, it is impossible to miss.
That is fair. What is the
If
HP
you're
of
trying
the
to
planet?
damage the planet, that's another story.
Yeah, what is the
Correct.
HP of the planet?
That is a good question. I have not rolled its hit dice yet in this campaign.
That is fair.
Nor can you make me.
Oh, that's fair. So it is an impossible 1 million HP. Cool.
With regeneration 6,000.
Ooh, cool. Awesome.
And probably only affected by a Tarask.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Personally not a fan of the Tarask. I don't like using it. But that's just me. Anyway, ritual.
Yes.
So, normally what would happen if you perform this ritual is the soul would be free to go wander where it may. And the body would just sort of slump. His body just immediately turns to ash the second the ritual is finished, and he's left a ghostly white image of himself sitting in the same position. And the ash, like, notably tries to blow out the tomb, the hole in the tomb, and stops like it's hitting an invisible wall. And at that moment, Worston Kern's shadow vanishes. At the point where it was once connected to her, he now meets her as a two-dimensional image cast across the ground in perfect silhouette of her.
I won't say that this is a better situation for you, but may you find peace. May you find peace, old man.
The shadow detaches itself to hover slightly above and behind her. This is a better fate than I deserve. I thank you for it. May you bear the curse mark well and in good service.
I'm going to look at the spear. Has
What's
it
left of it?
changed at all?
No. Might be a little bit angrier. That's about it.
I only hope I can give peace to this old implement at some point.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Worston Kern has finally regained all of her class levels.
Oh my.
She's an Echo fighter.
Oh, sick.
Her Echo is her dead
OMG,
husband.
she got her Echo husband.
What's funny is that was actually my second pick if I wasn't going to do Monk.
Nice.
Because it's just so fucking anime.
It is, but it's so cool.
Oh, it's so cool. Like they made fighters cool. But anyway.
Yeah, no, they have this whole shtick where if they're, or rather, when they were both alive, their echo was the other person's shadow.
Pretty sick.
I thought it was pretty cool. Honestly, relationship goals.
OMG, I love that for them.
They do so well together.
OMG, I love that.
I love that for them.
So we're gonna cut to Swampy, who is searching for Lady Micah and or Lady Perth, and finds the aforementioned Lady Micah in the ruined council room, which I'm not going to use Roll20 for because I'm too tired to mess with tokens right now. But Lady Micah in the council chamber going, "What the hell happened? That's a griffin! What is going on?"
Wait, who's yelling?
Lady Micah.
Oh dear.
Lady Mike.
Notable Green
A
Knight
lot
left
has
hand.
happened.
I'm going to
I
suggest
can
to
tell.
the rest.
The governor is dead.
I'm going to
Do you
suggest to
believe me
the
if I
rest
tell
of
you
the
that's not
party
even the
that
worst of
we.
our problems?
I look over. Everyone is dead besides you
I think
and Lady Perth.
Guys, you're not there yet.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm going to suggest we walk our way back through the caves because a 10-foot drop,
Yeah,
with
I'm gonna
me
do
only
so.
having one level 2 spell slot.
It's 10 feet. You don't even take fall damage.
Okay. I jump out the
I
hole and
level
start
one.
heading back to the
Go for it.
anyway,
Actually, I can
Yeah.
do that.
Anyway,
first, the governor is not the only one that was killed.
yeah, no, I
Everyone
can
that was
tell.
present in
We
this
have
room.
a problem here.
Correct. That problem is Stephen Soff.
Is who?
Old King of Nightland?
Uh,
He's still alive.
What?
Oh, yeah.
First,
Well, sort of. It's-
Griffin, Battlefield. What happened with the fight? We managed to escalate a retreat and bring most of the forces back to Calaman. I believe around 75% made it, and the Dragon Army did not follow us to the doorstep of Calaman. So I believe the city is, for now, secure.
Great. What does that have to do with the giant and the girl riding on his shoulder just walking through the city? What? How does that factor into any of this?
The what?
I pop my head into the council room. I'm sorry. There's a what running around the city?
7-foot-tall suit of armor with a little girl riding on its shoulder just waltzed out of the city.
Is it killing
That
people?
would have been Stephen Soff.
That I know of, but it's there.
Oh, that's Stephen Soff.
That would be
Yeah.
Stephen Soff, and the priestess with him making a retreat. They...
Effectively, the priestess and knight of our enemy.
And they just walked out, did they?
Yeah, because what are we going to do about it?
Stephen Soff was, at his time, an extremely powerful paladin. He has over 300 years of combat training, and is currently in service to Takaisis.
Great. That's just great. Good to hear. Glad we know that.
Yeah. It's been a rough day, I won't lie.
Suffice
Rough
to
day.
say that
Yeah,
there was
it's
nothing
rough
that
day.
we could have
Orla's
done to
dead.
stop that.
Meryl is dead. Black is dead. Crep is dead. The council is dead. We have a problem.
Yeah, so when we walked up here,
Correct.
because we wanted to say something after Steel Spring issue is the best way I'm going to put it. There was 2 undead guards, which we ended up killing, guarding the door. We kicked in the door, tried sneaking in, but that's besides the point. And they were all dead.
Great. Great.
And
Just
some guy
great.
who was possessed by, I forget who, if anyone remembers who he was possessed by.
And that unconscious body, by the way, is still crumpled in the corner.
Okay.
Yes, that dude was
Have a chat
possessed.
later with him.
To summarize, you see, like, it's just looking back. The gravity situation is very clear. Like, this is
We know.
horrible
It's bad.
from every perspective.
Yep.
I was gonna say, to summarize, we returned after making the retreat, and were called here saying that the council wanted to meet with us. Prior to that, a number of knights from Salam...
Slamnian Knights.
Number of people. Salamnian knights,
Slamnian Knights.
bearing the armor of... I was gonna say, bearing the knight's armor, approached the city and met with the council first. Those were in service to Stephen Soth, who has found himself under the leadership of Tychisus. They came to the city to claim something, in a tomb buried under this council room. And I kind of motioned to the big hole in the wall. A renegade agent of theirs did this after they had broken in.
Uh-huh.
They got whatever they were here for, some piece of a curse to find a lost city, and left.
Great. Great. Just great.
Hmm.
There's
Like-
nothing that we can say that would make this any easier for you.
Oh, yeah, no, believe me, I know that part. As Ajan emerges into the council room, she goes, and you! She throws a wadded up scroll directly at your face.
I don't even attempt to block it. I just like let it hit my face. Yeah?
That's for you! Whatever it's worth to you now. I don't know. I have to go find Perth.
Is Perth alive?
Thanks. Have a good day.
As far as I know, she was negotiating that for you because she assumed you would need a ship for some reason.
Oh, sick! It went
It's-
through. I'm like completely like not like paying attention to her freak out.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Well, it's fortunate that you weren't here. The both of you. Someone from the council made it out of this massacre.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a long talk about that.
For what it's worth, we
Later.
didn't do this, but is the rest
We
of the
weren't
city
even in
under
the
attack as
capital
well?
at the time.
Was the rest of the city under attack while we were busy with this whole fiasco?
Nope, as far as I can tell, just them.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
And have there been any reports of the dragon army approaching, following up on the retreat?
Nope. Just this. You know there's gonna be rioting when this gets out, right? You know that.
What do you want us to do? Bring them back from the dead?
I don't know.
I look at Dwarvos and go, can you even do that at the moment?
I can't do that yet.
Okay.
So maybe just put them on ice, and we'll get back to you on that.
No. First of all, let's first start with business. So you see that person over there? I point at the crumpled person who's unconscious.
Uh-huh.
He was possessed by something otherworldly, some higher being. I almost want to call them, and I'm assuming he's the one who killed them, or he was possessed by the one who killed the whole council.
He was the skin suit
Great.
used to kill them.
So
I'll get some guards in here and have him tied up. We'll question him later, I guess.
I can do that right now.
If you think it would do any good.
Probably not, because the one that possessed him is gone now.
True.
Time for me.
We have a lot to talk about, I suppose.
Most likely. Do we know where Lady Perth is? Because she's probably going to want in on this as well.
She's coming back from the docks. Last I saw her, she sent me ahead to let the council know of her actions. A moot point, as it turns out.
He's going to be here momentarily. Most likely.
And it's about time I show up.
Probably.
Probably. I did not jump down.
Alright.
I went through the dungeon and stole a skeleton's head just for funsies.
Good.
Good.
Alright. So, it is at this point that we are going to wrap up the session,
Ooh.
generally, because
Alright.
this is the end of the chapter. You
Guys, I got a ship! Would not.
You did.
Yeah.
You now have a requisition form for the single ship in Kalaman's standing navy.
Mm.
Sweet!
Nice.
I'm like so not worth. Like I totally forgot, everything about the town. It's a rudderless ship right now, but I'm just like, I got a ship of my own. Ha!
Oh yeah,
Let's
it's a somewhat shabby,
yeah.
double-masted schooner by the name of the Winds Wanderer.
As a side note, can I have asked the lady and her husband what the name of this spear was?
Ah yes, the question no one asked. My friend, oh my dear friend, you are now the bearer of the only remaining dragon lance.
Oh.
Yeah.
OMG!
Heh 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 heh.
Pretty sick, bro.
Guys, they
Little
said the
bit.
name of the video game in the video game.
Roll credits. Alright. Cough, cough, hint, hint. Now is a good time to cast Identify on anything you would like to be identified before we go on a month-long break.
Sure, let's cast Identify.
Did I cut out?
And anything at all?
Let's cast Identify.
Ajan,
Anything?
Yeah.
would you like me to cast Identify on your pendants to see exactly how they work?
That would actually be great.
How about my rapier? That'd be cool too.
Where'd you get the
I-
rapier?
You can cast it on the rapier
Okay.
from the dungeon.
Also, apparently now that I took an oath, something's supposed to be different about me. Can you cast Identify on me?
I'll do that once I'm done with your pendant.
Okay.
I can certainly try.
You know what? I'm pretty sure if you cast Identify on a person, the spell would either fail or would infallibly reveal all of their deepest, darkest, soulbound secrets. There's no in between there, I think.
You got your entire backstory, and at the very end, in parentheses, he's into feet.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was literally about to make a joke. Make the joke. He's got a 4.8 on WikiFeed.
There you go.
What? People are into the callous feet.
See, the thing is, you don't actually know you have a 4.8. The spell just finds that out somehow.
It's like WikiFeed doesn't even exist in this universe, but you know what? This is what it would be.
Yeah.
Oh, have any of you played Stray Gods?
No.
Okay,
No.
I
Not yet.
dearly love that game, but their interpretation of Apollo's Oracle is one of my favorites. It's just a bratty 13-year-old with access to the internet, and none of the gods understand the internet, so they think the kid is working magic.
That's amazing.
It's great. I love it.
Mm.
It's like Apollo's literally like, I don't know. The kid gives me like specs for magical devices, and I give them the money, and then the things show up like he's just conjuring them into existence, and then he plugs them into his glowing box, and suddenly I have all of the answers I could ever need. It's the greatest oracle I've ever had.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Alright. So, in order of appearance, we have the amulet, which is the charm of war horses. You have, at your beck and call, 2 war horses, whose names I do not immediately have written down in front of me. But I did tell you at one point, and they do have names, and I will get them to you.
Alright.
So, the way this works is, the charm has 4 charges, 2 for each horse. You can summon 1 horse, and it will last for 24 hours, and be a horse you can ride and use. It will use a warhorse stat block for the duration of its existence. And after 24 hours, that charge will fade, and so will the spectral steed. You have to alternate which one you call, because they need time to rest. And once you've used all 4 charges, you won't be able to use any charges again for 2 weeks, as that is the time it will take all 4 of them to recharge.
Alright.
So, you effectively have 4 calls of a warhorse.
Yeah, because 2
Okay.
weeks in a campaign in game is kind of a long time.
Yeah, that is a long time. But,
Yes.
okay, use these sparingly. And also, someone's got to teach me how to ride a horse.
I got you.
Correct.
That'll be no
Okay.
problem.
Didn't
I
we
just-
learn that at some point?
He
I
did.
learned how to drive a carriage,
Ah.
Yes.
Okay.
the inferior boat.
The land boat. It's the tiny. It's the land
What?
dinghy. My bad.
My tiny shriveled Dragon Age heart resents that statement, but unfortunately you're correct.
Oh boy. Anyway.
And the rapier,
Yes.
That nearly
Is-
got killed.
yes, there's a reason for that eventually. It says rapier, not carved, rather forged, or rather not forged, carved of a single piece of silver that had a shining ruby at its heart. The ruby is cut in a rather peculiar shape, almost like that of a flower bud, except pointy at the end, like you could jab somebody with it, and it would probably hurt quite a bit. It doesn't appear to have very sharp edges, however, the point is razor sharp.
Cool.
And it wasn't so much made by anyone as it was first discovered by a human miner living among dwarves in the Blode region, from which Dwarvos originally hails. It made its way across the land through various wars and battles, and nobody ever really discovered its purpose in that time, until it came to the Knights of Solamnia, who correctly identified that this blade is not intelligent in itself, but it does house some form of intelligence. And that intelligence feeds on violence, and death in particular.
Cool.
So it was specifically put in that chest to keep people from getting it.
Oops.
Is it talking to Twint right now?
Not yet.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Great.
We'll let you
Evil
know
talking-
when things develop in that direction.
Cool.
Amazing. Evil talking sword.
Yes,
Can't have
For
a
all-
campaign without it.
Yeah.
correct. For all intents and purposes, it is a +1 sword. Or
Hey.
a +1 rapier, rather. Until further notice.
Okay. So.
The Identify spell does reveal that there are further uses, however, the active intelligence within the blade is preventing you from finding out what they are.
Hmm. Cool.
In a very try it and find out kind.
Hmm.
Alright.
So +1 to the attack bonus and the damage, right?
Yes, it's a
Oh.
magical weapon.
So, The Dragonlance.
Yes.
Made with real dragons.
It actually literally was, yes.
Yeah,
It's made of
I know.
dragons.
Okay.
Made
wow.
of dragon scale. Alright, with
Okay.
that, as reluctant as I am to call it, I am exhausted. So,
Dude, I get it.
questions, comments, concerns? Did y'all have a good time? Did you enjoy it?
Yep.
Was it worth it?
Hell yeah.
That was interesting.
I'm glad.
I got custody of my kid.
Heck yeah. In specific,
way-
right. I forgot. Okay.
What do I
So-
get from this?
So the way this is going to work is I have a pre-prepared paladin path for you based on what you have done. However, you don't have to take it.
Okay.
So I was going to repurpose an anti-paladin class called an Illrigger. I reflavor them as just being different paladins rather than explicitly evil paladins. They give you different abilities than regular paladins have. If there's a specific paladin oath you would like to have, you can take that instead. The Illrigger plays more on being aggressive and actually fighting rather than the paladin's upstanding morality and oaths for, like, redemption or I must seek vengeance. The Illrigger is very much, I have an oath that compels me to take action.
I mean,
Protect the weak.
That fits Ajan just better in general.
Mhm.
He's
You
not
have-
one to sort of belabor like my devotion or this. He's like, shit's got to get done. Let's do it.
Yes.
So I think I'll take that just because it fits the character better.
I need to figure out if I can send you the PDF over Discord, because that would be the easiest possible way to do this.
Mm.
Do you need my help again, Pancake?
I don't know yet.
Pancake has
right.
So-
Discord Nitro, so he should be able to.
So,
post it.
we had an adventure, Mike, trying to get modded Elden Ring to work.
Oh God.
There we go. There's your PDF.
All right. Let's see. So, all right. Let's see if this gives me a bunch of viruses. Nope, we're good.
No, you're fine. I swear.
Okay. So what I get? Oh, a level of Illrigger.
Yes. The actual subclasses don't kick in until level 3, but you have one prestige level of Illrigger. So you get the abilities, but nothing else.
Right, and I'll get the level improvements or whatever.
Yes.
Does that count with I mean, not that I would wear it, but do I get armor proficiency from that and proficiency?
No, you do not get proficiencies from prestige levels.
Gotcha. So it's just the straight abilities. That makes sense.
Yes.
I wouldn't suddenly know how to wear armor properly and whatnot.
Correct.
I just built Illrigger.
Ooh, I get stealth.
You do get spells
Not
if
till
you go
later.
with the.
So
So there's only one Illrigger subclass, I believe, that gets spells. I think it's the Architect of Ruin.
Oh.
They're neat, though. They have really fun stuff.
Anyway,
Right.
I think it is time.
Alrighty.
Are we level 7 now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Probably one more combat encounter.
Shall be as it shall be.
Mm.
So we are
Um,
specifically probably going to reflavor or redo Forked Tongue in particular. But an unfortunate side effect of real life happening is that I've had no time to actually sit down and figure out what to do with it. So if you can think of or find a more interesting minor ability like Forked Tongue you would rather have, you are welcome to suggest one.
All right. I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
I'll look at honestly. I'll just look and see what other minor abilities are comparable.
Uh-huh.